So anyway, when we last left off, did y'all make your way to the infirmary? Did we leave off with you guys like going to the infirmary, or are you still all just like dying in the main
No, we
fall?
went to the infirmary, but that's like where we
Mhm.
had decided to end it, I believe.
Yeah, we were on our way there making lots of give a hand jokes and stuff
And
like
then
that.
I got an arm thrown at me. It was great, glorious.
All right, so yes, Labramon is cuddling up to all of the injured, but you guys are all getting healed up in the infirmary with some nice little Patamon, and Sistermon is there getting her arm reattached. Uh, so where's everyone? Where's everyone at right now? I mean, obviously in the infirmary, but where's your heads?
Checking in on my little fireball to make sure he's still alive.
He is a little sunball right now, but he is alive.
But yeah, but you know, a 12-foot tall lion did just kind of fuckle him.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, you didn't get messed up by the lion. You guys actually like survived that lion a lot better than the. Anyway, um,
After
it,
all the shit you gave me for trying to do dumb stuff and we did better,
hey, you don't know what they did.
you don't know
um,
where I've been, what I've done.
um, is Coronamon the only one that actually got yeeted?
Yeah, because Kironomon was the only one that actually went into battle.
I
Uh,
mean, Val did almost get his head ripped off.
Protecting your dumbass,
I was protecting everybody's dumbass.
except for your own dumbass.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
oh,
Isaac doesn't have an ass to protect. That's why he went to protect everyone else's.
right, we left off going to the infirmary after we had a 15-minute conversation about whether Isaac was going to take the knife or not because his computer also died at that exact moment. So, yeah, he did take the knife. But anyway, is everyone at the infirmary? I guess you don't have to be at the infirmary, like.
You know what? Because of what Valentine went through, like as everyone went to the infirmary and his arm kind of got taken care of, he would probably just end up wandering around the church, making sure that, you know, no Digimon have just been like thrown against the wall and they're like dying. So, and I guess probably to do it out of shock because, you know, he
Yeah,
did get like a really nasty gash, almost got his head ripped off and all this shenanigans.
and this
Got
is
some blood on his face still and hasn't quite cleaned it off yet because he's a little bit in shock, I think, maybe.
right. This is after you got your own taken care of, right? You mentioned that.
Atlas is like slowly, like
Yeah, Atlas the
quietly
first day,
following him to make sure that he's doing okay. It's like
and
he did the
Lunamon
medical
did
job on
tear
him with
shot
Luna on.
to
So,
heal as well, so
Right, right. So your arm actually got taken care of by the group for the most part. Like, and Elise, what's Elise doing?
I'll probably like walk around as well to see if there's anybody else who needs healing
All right.
along with Lunamon.
And Ravi. Ravi.
What? What's going on? What?
Just seeing what you're doing directly after the Leomon attack. Like, Isaac is in the infirmary. The other three are wandering around the temple looking for injured people.
I will be in the cafeteria grabbing supplies so we can leave. That's what I'll be doing.
Good plan. So luckily the Burgermon haven't been slaughtered, so they're able to fill you up with some noms. For those wandering around the temple, like looking for people to help, you are seeing like a lot of like broken and battered Digimon that are like poofing into data. Like, they were blood and guts, but now they're actually just turning back into data and into eggs. Although, for the most part, there isn't a lot of injured Digimon, and the ones that were able to make their way to the infirmary. And as for you, Isaac, you actually see Datamon come up to Sistermon and whisper something into her ear, which seems to have caused a very large sigh of relief from her as she leans back and just kind of mellows out.
I see. Does Datamon stick around, or am I gonna make things awkward?
Uh,
Hey, yo,
are
secret keepers! No, not really, but
well, I mean, awkward. Awkward how? Because Datamon does,
well, I mean, if I walk up to the two of them and go, "What are y'all talking about?" It's gonna be a little weird. But if he leaves and I have a chance to be like, "Hey, look, what's going on? What happened?"
oh, well, yeah, Datamon does actually end up, like, heading out after talking to Sistermon.
Well, then Isaac will approach and just go, "Well, you look relieved. What's going on?"
Well, I just got some good news and some bad news. Which do you want to hear first?
Probably the good news, I guess.
Well, a bunch of people died, prefacing it with that was the bad news. But on the good side, most of them seem to be members of the Church of Beauty, so luck.
Now I know you don't really roll with them, but that's a little dark. What's going on there?
Ah, well, I haven't been this open about things for a long time, but I guess if most of the members are dead and Magna Angemon is missing, I can talk about it.
Wait, what?
Oh, right. I suppose that was also part of the good news. Magna Angemon doesn't seem to be at the church right now.
Okay, so
Although,
go on as you were.
although that does mean this church is highly unprotected, but all
There's not
right.
much left to protect.
Actually, maybe you should gather everyone else.
Hey, yo, bitches!
Valentine, Elise, and Atlas, as you're watching creatures poof into data and whatnot, what's on your end? Valentine?
So nothing other than just seeing some Digimon turn to data.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose in, like, the better news, some of the Digimon that you see wandering around that haven't been, like, injured and whatnot, like, you'd recognize some of them, like, Salamon and whatnot still seems pretty okay. Just got a, just got a
Salamon
small,
is.
yeah.
I'll go over to Salamon because Salamon actually talked to me. He was like one of the only Digimon that like came up to me in this place. So I'd be like, with this like bruise on my throat because we'll make a joke as to why I can't talk. It was the Leomon gripped a little too hard. He'll be like, "All right, here's gonna be Valentine's voice. You ready? I don't know how it's gonna how it's gonna well. Wow. Salamon, it looks like you're okay. That makes me happy."
Yeah, I guess. And Salamon just seems pretty dejected after the whole incident, perhaps for obvious reasons.
Like, I'll crouch down and like, see if Salamon comes closer to me.
Uh, being somewhat sociable, Salamon would approach.
Uh, and Valentine will just kind of pat Salomon on the head, but thankfully, despite this nightmare of an event that had happened, at least those that were taken care of here uh, will be reborn, as Digimon do.
Uh, well, yeah, I suppose that's lucky. Most Digimon nowadays aren't as fortunate.
So, despite this situation being rather bad, we can at least look on the bright side for that. And I'll just give a, warm smile.
Uh, Salamon will smile back before lowering its head and wandering off. It it understands that there's a silver lining, but it's just processing stuff. A lot just happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, trust me, I still have blood on my face.
um, Atlas, you said you're wandering around like, are you like panicking over Valentine? Like, Valentine, how's your arm? Are you doing okay? Valentine, there's blood on your feet. What are you doing, Atlas?
He's mostly like staying a distance from Valentine, but he's keeping an eye out because like he knows like from all of his reading, that a lot of bloodlust can make someone like lightheaded and very weak. So he's trying to walk around basically like he's holding like an energy bar and some juice trying to give it to him, but Valentine's just keep walking away.
Okay, and Elise, are you with these two, or are you like wandering around on your own?
I'll probably wander around alone, trying to like check out the other Digimon if they need help or anything, and if I also see the Digimon disappearing in the data, like Elise will probably be like devastated at the sight of it.
Gotcha. Um, so not that you were here for very long, but as you wander around, the temple halls are definitely more quiet than they've been before. Uh, you do see like a Digimon, like a Patamon, flying by every here and there. And you might see like a Candlemon poke its head out.
Oh, I'll probably ask them like, "Hey, are you guys okay? Do you need for anything?"
Uh, so upon your approach, the Candlemon would actually like start running away, but the Patamon would let you know that it's not hurt, which is better than it can say for a lot of the Digimon here.
I'll ask the Patamon like, "Can you bring me to the Digimon that needs help then?"
Um, she lets you know that most of them have made their way to the infirmary already, but if you can assist with healing, that you could probably do a lot of good there.
I'll say, "Okay, then I'll just make my way back to help them out then." So after that, I'll go to the infirmary again.
Gotcha. Whoa, what just happened?
I
I,
don't
s-
know. I saw that. I'm like, what the heck?
um, but what? Excuse me? Okay, so I am going to. 1 second.
He's back.
I'm back. Did that fix it? Ah! Everything's fixed. Cool.
Did you guys
Well,
hear
he
him?
fixed before you left, so.
Did he? Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
You're like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can't. And then he popped up. I was like, hey, and you just switched chats. So I was like, oh.
um. Yeah. So, Isaac, what you up to? You going around collecting people?
Well, yes.
So you definitely encounter Elise first. It probably wouldn't take you too long to find the others. How do you approach them? I'll let you have these conversations of getting people to the infirmary.
Well, after spotting Lise, Isaac will approach. It looks like you've got your work cut out for you. When you get some time, Sister Mon's got some pretty important news for us back in the infirmary.
I'll say thanks. I'll remember that. I guess the other should also know that, maybe. Then after that, if Isaac doesn't have anything to say, I'll probably try to help out on the healing immediately.
Gotcha. You were breaking up a little bit there at the end on my end.
Just a little bit, yeah. Um, so Elise is making her way back to the infirmary, and then we'll say that you find Revi in the cafeteria.
Got any good food left after the attack?
Yes, but none for y'all.
None for y'all. We're a team, aren't we? Kind of, at the very least.
Team? No, I'm just being forced to be around y'all.
I seem to remember you dragging Atlas, not Atlas dragging you. But, anyways, we got some pretty big news back at the infirmary. When you finish eating, come catch up with us.
Fine.
Okay.
Isaac doesn't even realize Revi's like this. You don't talk to your team enough, Isaac. um, and eventually you would, Valentine, would
Hey
he?
yo, Digi Destin, where you at?
So when he finds you guys, Valentine, would he find you cheering up a random Digimon?
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. So I would sure hope so.
Yes, we can say that he comes upon you cheering up a Kudamon.
Okay.
Elise, by the way, do a accuracy roll for me.
Okay, wait.
You are not about to say she can miss stationary out of combat targets, are you?
No, I just want like an accuracy roll to see the results. That's all. But yes, Isaac, you find Valentine cheering up a Kudamon, and you see Atlas standing behind with a energy bar and drink in hand, staring at Valentine intensely. Good job,
You,
Elise. You
y-
Lunamon's putting in work at the infirmary, but continue, Isaac.
you gonna eat that, bro?
Atlas, I think that was directed at you.
Atlas, Atlas, when he hears that, he just jumps and then rushes to Valentine, shoving the food and drink in his hand. He goes, "You need to eat this to recover," and then like slowly backs away.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Atlas. Uh, oh, hello, Isaac. I did not see you there.
Oh yeah, you did. Leomon didn't pull your eyes out your head yet. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are up
See
and
that
moving.
fabulous back. I'm just kidding. Continue.
I'm glad you guys are up and moving. We've got some pretty big news back in the infirmary.
All right.
um,
Valentine's got that 1,000-yard stare.
Isaac? No
Uh,
response? No response to that?
I mean, I thought you were sweet on Systemon, bro, but for real, like, some shit's going down. We need to move.
Mushmon's gonna go and start pushing Valentine towards the infirmary, while
Okay.
Atlas is just like walking behind Mushmon.
Trickmon is going to float and land on Mushmon's head and help push.
It's a train! I'll start pushing too!
Okay, I'm going. I'll start walking.
And, Revy, when you arrive at the infirmary, Labramon is probably going to jump up on you and is like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're safe.
Aw, so cute.
I'm just gonna point this out, but like halfway through our walk to the infirmary, Mushmon's just gonna like scoop Valentine up and have him sit on top of his head and just walk. Just like holding him on his head while like Trickmon is holding him in place so he doesn't fall.
So, Mushmon is
Basically-
wearing Valentine like a hat as Valentine wears Trickmon as a hat.
Pretty much.
Hatception. Okay.
Yeah. Valentine's there, like probably eating his snack, drinking his juice, like some royalty being carried.
He's like, that is not necessary, and he will hop down and walk himself. I appreciate it though, but it's not necessary. And keep your arms free in case another Digimon is needed to be carried. But
To which
anyways,
Mushmon's gonna go like, yes, but if I carry you, I still have my arms free. So just like this cap is soft for a reason. And then
I
he
don't
tries to
want
put
to
you
sit
back
on
on.
your mushroom head. I'm sorry. I'm gonna like lean down and pat Mushmon. I was like, it's okay. I appreciate it. I'm good though. I actually need a walk, get a little bit of a workout, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's not my fault if you fall down and you turn into Data.
I'm not going to. It's okay.
Jesus, Mushmon has as much anxiety as Atlas. It's just hidden.
Mushmon is more blunt, okay?
All right, so everyone makes their way to the infirmary to
Well, we
see.
still need to get Revi and Labramon thing, because that happened right before the conversation with Mushmon.
Oh yes, Revy, do you have words for the Labramon who is mauling you with affection?
I'll bend down and pet its head, and then go back to the crew.
Gotcha. So yeah, as everyone arrives at the infirmary, Labramon's just kind of like swimming under Revy's legs, happy to see that the only people it's really communicated with since it got separated from its family are still doing okay. And you all actually arrived to Lunamon putting in about as much work as the other nurses, if not more. So, earning some brownie points with
Lunamon's not a nurse. Lunamon's a doctor.
And you all find Sistermon getting her arm stitched back on. And she's taken a very tomboyish stance, just kind of like,
Question.
yeah?
Is the arm put back on correctly? Or is it like backwards?
It's not backwards, no.
Okay.
Why would a somewhat professional put the arm on backwards?
Hey, they're in a rush. They're trying to help so many people that maybe they accidentally put her arm backwards, and now her like right arm looks like it's a left arm.
Okay, why?
Like, she's grabbing from
Because
outside and not from
Dice
inside.
rolled poorly.
I just want to know that why was this a thing? I have to know.
Maybe he wants to rip it off and put it on right himself.
It's a genuine question. It could have been an easy mistake.
Walks
Plus,
in,
knowing
sees.
you, it could have been
I mean, think
intentional.
about it. She holds two guns. Maybe at some point she's holding it backwards.
We're not Death the Kid up in here, but Valentine would go over to Sistermon and Valentine would say, "Well, I mean, if that happens again, I guess you could always have mine."
And it almost looked like she was, well, not passing out, but she had her head laid back, just kind of relaxing. So when you started talking to her, she whipped her head up. It's like, oh, Valentine, always here to offer a hand, right?
You are right, but yours was way more came in handy. My voice. I can't say the words. Sorry.
Ah, yes. Blame your voice for the poor joke, Sister Mon would say. um, but once everyone arrived, she would slowly lean forward. So I don't know if Isaac told you, but most of the angels that guarded this temple have passed away since the attack, and BanchouLeomon is now missing. Nothing? Okay. Um honestly,
Well, that worries me because BanchouLeomon came in and, broke through because it was infected. What if MagnaAngemon has become infected?
stopping to think for a moment, she'd raise her head. It's possible, but I don't think so. He left before the attack even began. Well, at least it seemed like it, and I was with Bancho more or less the whole time trying to get him to the hall. He ignored me, but I didn't see him ever confront MagnaAngemon. Um, More to the point though, well, honestly, I would love to tell you guys to just relax here. I'm really worried about the village that BanchouLeomon was protecting. There were a lot of children at that village, and now there's no one here to protect the temple while I go and try to bring them back.
I mean, we were planning on heading that direction, so we could always look into it for you.
Um, why were you planning on heading to the village?
Because we have been worried about it. And he'll hold his arms over to with at the others.
Mhm.
Um, you know, if anyone wants to speak up, he kind of offering the floor as he rubs his throat because I don't have cough drops.
Labramon, his family was headed that way as well. We were going to
Atlas
check
pulls
on
out some
them.
cough drops from his bag.
Okay, Atlas is offering Valentine cough drops, but what were you saying, Isaac?
That Labramon's family was headed that way, and we were gonna go look into that.
Um, Sister Mon starts thinking for a moment. Well, it's honestly pretty dangerous, but if you'd like to head back to the village, or rather, it would be great if you could head back to the village. Uh, I really want to go with you guys, but I have to look after the Digimon that are still here with the barrier down.
I mean, I know this has been a dangerous place, but is the church under an active threat or something?
Uh, she would stop. I I don't. We don't really have time for a full history lesson, but mention is that this church was honestly the last safe place in this entire nation.
And one crazed Digimon took the whole thing out. Do you
To be
really
fair,
think you
he
could
is a
protect it
mega.
alone?
As Valentine had mentioned, he wasn't just a random crazed Digimon. There was a reason why he was able to protect all of those children all that time by himself. Honestly, I don't know how or what could have possibly done that to him.
Valentine would also say, but I that is a mystery of this world on what has happened. Um, but before we do head out, or at least decide to, um, we should hear everyone's opinions on the matter. And then he'll look over to Elise and he'll be like, what are your opinions on this matter? What do you think we should do? And he will take the cough drops, even though I'm not sure Atlas put that in his inventory sheet.
Did
Because
you
you
put?
did tell us to tell you everything we had.
I did, and he gave me a full list. Atlas, you're not adding to that list, are you? Are you?
I keep adding stuff to that list, but the cough drops I was not added to the list. I could tell you that.
How
To
dare?
be
How
fair,
dare?
he could have just as easily as ransacked the
To be
cafeteria,
fair, I
and
did
we're in an
have a
infirmary.
lot of stuff that could include a cough drop, like the medical kit or medicines and stuff. But
I
like
swear, I swear to God,
the list,
Atlas, if I look at this list, I might start making you take penalties to your like agility rolls.
I mean, I don't mind taking a penalty to my agility rolls because my agility is not that high, but I am strong enough to endure all of that weight.
I know.
We are also in the middle
But
of an
that didn't add like
infirmary.
an
He
extra
could have just
second
swiped them.
page. I didn't add a second page to it. I just added like a few extra stuff that I was like, oh yeah, Atlas would have that in his bag.
Okay, all
The
right.
top
I'm
drop
I'm
was not added to it. It
I'm
could
just
be in another section, but it's not added to it.
I'm just saying if I look at this list and it's 4 pages long now. So anyway,
Yeah.
Valentine gave the floor for anyone to discuss. Does anyone have any thoughts on returning to the village?
Well, first of all, I definitely agree with them to go back because everything in, well, first of all, with the Labram ones, it's really worrying. Like, what if they also encounter a Digimon like BanchouLeomon who seems possessed, and yeah, and also the baby Digimons in the village right now. Like, are they still okay? Are they still fine? So yeah, I would definitely would want to go back to.
Atlas?
Atlas would just follow everyone, but he is trying to figure out like what that village did look because we didn't really see what it looked like before. And he also wants to see if he can get back his climbing gear.
And
Huh?
his tent.
Ravi?
Let's hurry up and leave this place.
Isaac?
I was for leaving in the first place. I will say,
So,
though, while we don't know what made him go mad last we saw him, he was arguing with a swirling black cloud of doom.
um, so, Sister Mon wouldn't know, like, what he was arguing with, but she would acknowledge that whatever it was probably filled to the brim with the corruption that you all you all removed from yourselves at the Yggdrasil statue, and that was probably who did that to BanchouLeomon, because corruption breeds corruption. But the question she would have for you is how you all got to the church in the first place.
Magna Angemon sent us to a statue through the sewers.
Uh, whoa, what?
Magic statue, hidden doorway, sewers.
She
I got
would
chased by an Ogremon.
she'd be somewhat baffled, but she'd let you know that, well, I suppose if you think you can take that way back, it might be a good path. The only way she knows to get to the town, though, is through the valley, which she recognizes as very dangerous, and once again, she's not a fan of sending you all to do this. But she's also worried about the children, so she's pretty on the fence.
Well, this morning, Magna Angemon told me there really was no way back the way we came. He was supposed to send us with an escort back, but yeah, it clearly isn't going to happen.
The way you came is blocked off, then you
Well, that's what
really.
he said anyway.
Well, you might be able to make. No. I thought for a moment you'd be able to make your way over the mountains, but honestly, they're just as, if not more, dangerous. Well, I can show you the way to the valley, which would lead you to some mines that could get you to the village. Just understand that what's in the valley, it's not, it doesn't seem to be Digimon, and honestly, I don't know how to deal with it.
Is it inherently hostile?
Well, it seems passive enough, but it also seems dangerous.
What does it look like?
Well, when you get to the valley, you'll understand that there's no real way of knowing. You've been through the Welcoming Woods, right?
Yes, well, most of us, looking at Revi, stayed glued to Leomon and kind of just walked right through it.
Wherever there's corruption, that fog seems to be not very far behind. Now, honestly, whatever Leomon told you, I'm not sure if the same rules apply down there, but it might, so hopefully that'll help you. And are you all ready to head out, or would you like to rest first? Time is somewhat limited, but I don't want to send anyone too tired.
I guess my last question, this is some kind of pinnacle of holy churches. Is there any type of relics or, blessed objects here that might aid us?
Hmm. Sadly, it doesn't really work that way. The reason the Yggdrasil statue is as effective as it is because of the data that flows through it.
How heavy is it?
Let me. All right. Sister Mon would put her hands in front of her. In this world, there are ley lines that go through the ground. That Yggdrasil statue, and part of the reason why I pray to it, is connected to one of those ley lines.
Wow,
And
cool. How about some weapons?
weapons?
Yeah, don't you have some guns on you?
Sorry, these are just for me.
How useless.
Yo, she kind of saved our asses.
Ignoring Revy. Hold on. I just realized. But um ignoring Revy, Sister Mon would begin to lead you under the temple. Um and she'd let you know that if you follow the stairway down, it will eventually lead you to the bottom of the mountain and to the valleys below. Does anyone have any questions before you start your journey?
How well lit is everything? Will I need a torch?
Um, the pathway itself is fairly well lit. Now, once you get to the bottom of the path and the fog starts to roll in, there's not much she can do for you at that point.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
Well, to be fair, I don't think we'll need a torch. We have Coronamon. Well, Sunmon, but
um, so nobody has any questions for Sister Mon?
Valentine will lean or will look over to Elise and be like, "Do you have any questions for Sister Mon?"
Mm, so far, none. I guess the only thing is this path safe at all?
Well, this spot is roughly as safe as the temple. But obviously, once you reach the clearing below, I pray for your safety.
So you mentioned before that the statue's connected to a ley line that can purify the corruption. Was there anything we can do in the field if we start to notice issues?
Well, from what I can tell, your Digivices seem to have similar powers, although not quite as strong. So those might end up coming in handy.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
um, but yes, if that's all, and then Labermon would start running up. I'm coming too.
No.
Oh, no, you're not, Fido.
uh, Sister Mon would grab onto Labermon. Don't worry, I'll keep it here. I mean,
Uh,
I un-
Valentine will like lean down and look at Labramon. Labramon, you can't come with us. We need you here to help Sistermon protect the church.
protect the church.
Yes, we will make sure and look for your family, but you've got to protect the others in case, another attack happens.
It's
I'll do-
best to stay put when you get separated in case they come looking for you.
Labermon will whimper. Okay, I'll keep everyone safe.
Thanks, bud. I'm trusting you with that. Are you okay?
What?
You just like slammed a trash can or something.
You could say I'm very clumsy. No, I'm fine.
Secretly,
So,
the
so yes, I'll send you all on your way. Now, yeah. Uh, if there are no more questions for Sister Mon, then it is time to head out. Ravi, would you like to lead the charge?
Good, let's get out of here. I'm out of here.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right, so you all make your way down stairs. Lots of stairs.
Is there a handrail I can slide down?
You know what? There is, but there's also like open space on the other side of the stairs, so are you sure you want to do that?
I mean, I want to, but I don't want to roll for it, so no.
At the very least, I'm sure it would be exhausting holding on that tightly. So, yes, you all eventually end up getting to the bottom of the stairs, though, and once more, well, not once more, for the first time, find yourself in the ravine between the mountains. And my god, is it foggy. Just as foggy as the welcoming woods, honestly. Now, is there anything that... Atlas? Atlas, are you with us, or... I see you. I see you with the... Is there anything you would like to do, Atlas, before entering the mist?
The abyss.
The foggy abyss.
we all just started going down the stairs immediately, right?
Yes, unless you didn't. Like...
Well, Atlas would have probably gone to the kitchen, get some extra rations, and then went down to the basement or the stairs. But,
Okay,
like,
so... Okay, so... You did this on your own?
yes.
Okay, so... You're a decent bit behind the group?
Yep.
Alright, Ravi, I know you're act first, question later. So when you all get to the bottom, there is 4 of you and Atlas is missing. And there is a very thick fog in front of you. Do you just start walking through the fog, or do you wait for people?
One less person to worry about. Let's go.
All right. Elise, you see Revi start heading into the fog. You also notice that Atlas isn't in the group yet. Do you follow Revi or wait for Atlas?
Well, I'll definitely say, hey, wait, it's dangerous to go on by yourself. Maybe we
this.
should also wait for Atlas.
Who's Atlas?
you you all had a meet and greet, right?
He's the guy with the mushroom,
Oh,
the big backpack.
and we have to wait?
Well, I guess I can wait for him. He can go all ahead.
I'll stay then.
All right. Now, Valentine and Isaac, I'll check just to be sure. Are you guys waiting for Atlas too?
I mean,
I
yes. Atlas saved me.
Yeah,
So
I assumed. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so Atlas, you arrive at the bottom of the stairs. Your backpack loaded with a bunch of stuff, but now including a bunch of food and rations. You see the thick fog ahead of you and the rest of the group. What are you doing, Atlas?
I'm not doing anything. I don't want to step on into that fog and it is just a cliff and behind it.
All right, so Atlas has arrived.
Hey, Atlas. I thought we lost you for a second. You ready?
A little bit.
Well, I got two questions for you, boss man. You got some rope in there, and then do you got some goggles?
I don't have goggles, but I have like fog flashlights.
No goggles. Sad face. Well, I suppose we can try those. But the rope. Do you have the rope?
I mean, I do.
Can I see it?
He pulls out the rope and like the flashlights.
I was waiting for you to just say no. I mean, technically, Atlas, you didn't say you gave it to him. Are you letting him touch it?
I'm holding onto the rope, but I'm holding it in front of him because I don't trust him yet.
Okay, so you're going to tie it around yourself, and then we're going to pass this rope down the line. All right, we're not losing anybody this time.
Okay. So Atlas will tie himself like in the middle of the rope, and then hand him one end to Isaac, and then hand the other to like Revi. You're like just pass it along,
And
or like he'll pass it to Isaac, and then he'll throw it at Revi because she's like glaring at him probably.
Of course.
Yeah, that's like one hump. That's all Revi looks glares.
The many faces of Revi.
the faces of cute things, and then there's Atlas. um.
And Isaac.
My charisma's a 3 now. You shut up.
oh, that's so sad. Mine's an 8.
um.
See you talk your way out of a paper bag, bro.
Now,
I mean, to be fair, my charisma is low, but there's a story behind all of it, and you probably know all of it because I sent you the information.
All right, team. Time to strap in.
by the way, are you guys strapping in your Digimon too?
I'm holding my Digimon.
Are you holding?
I'm pulling out like another piece of rope, and I'm tying like Mushmon to me.
Now, you're holding your Digimon. So is it a Dorimon right now?
No, I'm holding him close.
Oh, okay.
I will
Holding
be
onto the
carrying
rope.
Sunmon.
Elise, will you be carrying Lunamon?
Yeah, I will carry Digimon, and I'll probably be at the end, at the back of the rope, and tie myself there.
Gotcha. And I assume, I could be wrong, could be very wrong. Is Trickmon on your head, Valentine?
Last time he was on Mushroommon's head, but he's on my head currently, yes. I am. There is a reason why the angel stared at me while talking to Isaac. I've got the looks of an 8 in charisma.
But a virus on your head.
Hey, maybe that virus is killing bad things. Maybe it's a virus for germs. But, so, does everyone make their way into the fog? Who's where in this train gang, by the way?
Atlas is in the middle.
I believe Revi was taking the lead. Elise claimed the back. So who's between Atlas and Revi, Val? Where are you sitting?
So, well, so you have the sun, Mon. So in case we need light, I think you should be up there behind Revi, just in case. Um, and I'll
Fair
stand in
enough.
between Atlas and Elise. That way, I could probably still reach everyone with my buffs if necessary, but that way too we'll have a light source up near the front, which is pretty good, especially in a foggy area. So
Yeah, fair enough. Is it safe to say everyone's tied within relatively 3-4 feet of each other? Arms length apart. We ain't got no 10-foot gaps between each of us.
Valentine ties around his neck, jumps off. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Atlas has 20 feet across from everyone.
Just
Yeah.
so we have some slack in case
So-
something happens.
So, everyone's tied together, everyone's all Gucci. Y'all heading into the fog now? Y'all diving in? Isaac's disappearing and reappearing. He's a ghost.
Atlas will also hand Elise, not Elise, but Revi a flashlight. He'll hold one and he'll give one to Elise, so that there's light going across everyone.
So, has anyone shined the light into the fog?
Yes.
Yeah, as you shine the flashlight into this fog, in particular at least, it doesn't seem to penetrate very far, but that might be because you're not in it yet. It might be useful in there. Valentine. So, Revi, are you diving into the fog now?
Yes.
All right, everybody is making their way in, and as you really get into the ravine and whatnot, it kind of proves that these flashlights, at least, are not able to penetrate the fog. And you begin to hear whispers around you. Now, this isn't like the Welcoming Woods where you heard voices inside your head that began to drown everything out. Instead, it's very much indistinct chatter around you.
It's not slurping, is it?
No, it's not slurping. No one's gonna stab Coronamon in the eyes with needles yet. Well, that you know of. No, it sounds like people are talking around you, but it's very much in a way that you can't make out. Does anyone try to listen closer?
I
Sure,
will
why
if
not?
I can.
Atlas is covering his ears.
Atlas is covering his ears. Did everyone else say yes? You know what? If you said yes, just give me a perception check. Do.
I will state that Valentine is just kind of thinking still. Probably finally wiped that blood off his face. That's just been sitting there that no one would bother telling him. He's like, "Oh shit, blood."
Everyone was
And
like,
then,
no. Everyone was like, it builds character. Just let it stay there.
so he's probably just deep in thought, so I won't roll.
He's
Okay.
a war hero. He needs his war paint.
Atlas, what is that roll?
my torment.
Your minor torment?
I don't have a minor torment.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
It's my lowest steam torment because I gave them fog flashlights and they're not working.
You also gave them rope that is probably useful.
The rope, the rope is okay, but the flashlight was like it'll clear us like a path, but they're not working. So now he's like, my flashlights aren't working. No, gonna blame me if we get lost. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you know how to handle it going forward, I'm going to let you know that while you're not having a mental breakdown, you are really freaked out about the flashlights. So, anyway, wow. Revy, did you say you were really tuning in on those voices around you? Did you want to roll? No?
Nah, I didn't care. Keep moving.
Okay. Yeah, Isaac and Elise, the voices are kind of picking up for you now that you're really paying attention to them and you're hearing, hello, what's your name? What's your name? Hello? Hello?
It's John Cena. Beep, beep, beep. But no, in all seriousness, Isaac's going to just kind of shake his head and recognize it's kind of nonsense for Fog to be chattering at him like that, and keep trucking.
I'll probably like hold Lunamon tighter and then like look behind me to see if the voice is coming from there. And then since Val is the one who's nearest to me, I'll probably try to reach out to him and ask, "Hey, did you hear that?"
And, um, so Isaac, you dismissed it, right?
Yes.
Elise, you're in the back, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
And I'm right between her and Atlas.
so, um, before you reach out to Valentine, Isaac, both you and Elise begin to feel movement, like around your waist and legs, and not necessarily like something grabbing you or anything like that. It's much closer to like the movement of being in a pond and not being able to see under the water and having fish touch you as they swim by.
Well, I definitely will gasp and like hug Lunamon more and try to look around to see what's happening.
And but you also, do you still reach out to Valentine, um or do you start
Well,
looking around?
I'll look around first to see if they're also affected by it.
um so you know, none of you can see each other at this point. The fog has gotten so thick that you can't even really see your hands in front of your face. You just know, like, continue in a direction. You're all tied together by the rope. So as long as Revy's taking you in the right direction, like, you don't need to see, luckily. Um so yes, like when you look around, you become somewhat disoriented. And you, as well as everyone else, starts. Well, okay, so you look around, you don't really see anybody. Do you continue on, like, reaching out to Valentine and asking, did you hear that?
I will, yeah.
Alright, so the voice becomes a lot clearer for everybody who's listening as the voices start. Well, I say voices, but realistically, you start hearing Elise, specifically Elise, coming from all around you, saying, "Hey, did you hear that? Hey, did you hear that? Hey, did you hear that?" And Elise, I will take a dodge roll from you.
So wait, I hear it all around me?
All of you would hear Elise saying, "Hey, did you hear that?" Except maybe Atlas. Atlas is like holding his ears closed with his hands and just thinking, "Oh no, everyone is going to blame me for the for the flashlights. What do I do?"
Pretty much.
Ooh. Um. So as you reach in front of you, because like you can kind of see that the rope is still taut, and reach to touch Valentine, you do. It feels like you touch the back of his jacket. Uh, but do you continue to touch him, like shake him a little to get him to turn around?
I'll probably try to tug on his jacket instead.
So, as you do, suddenly a creature leaps out in front of you that was holding the rope tied to you taut. And it's very hard to see, but it ends up pinning you to the ground. And yeah, we'll take it.
Well, I
What?
definitely scream for that one.
And so everyone starts hearing Elise scream.
Well, Valentine being the closest would immediately try to go help.
Well, let me rephrase a little bit. Everyone hears Elise scream, but you hear multiple screams of Elise coming from all around you.
Well, so I'm gonna take a step back here. Back when we all started hearing, did you hear that from 800 different degree angles?
Yes.
Isaac would have stopped walking and stop.
So you would have stopped walking. Atlas, when you heard, well, you might not have honestly heard. Did you hear that, Revi? When you heard all of this chaos, did you hear that in the screaming? Would you have kept going?
Yes.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So Revi has actually continued to go. Isaac, you're stopped, but the rope in front of you is still taut. But as far as you're concerned, Revi's still there. Valentine, do you like
And the rope
rush?
behind him is getting slack because I'm still walking.
Yes, actually. You would have bumped into Isaac. Valentine, do you like rush behind you when you hear the screams? Like you hear the screams.
Yes, like
Yeah, you hear the
we
screams from all around you, but at the same time,
we
you'd
had rope
probably.
attached, so I'm not an idiot, thankfully. I would take the rope and I would turn it and go that way because that would lead me to her.
So, uh, Valentine, I'll actually take a dodge roll from you too, though.
Okay. And then
And
after I would like to make a roll as well for something.
sure.
But I will do the dodge roll. So is this just treated as the 3d6 plus 7 because we don't have derived stats, or use the 7 dice and then
Th-
go for the hits?
3d6 plus 7 for now.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure which one you wanted me to roll, so.
Yep.
All right, so 3d6 plus 7. Uh, um,
You
know
want to
what?
keep?
I've got this inspiration. I'll spend it.
You have the 1 point left, or do you have more?
No, because I tried using like a bunch, but then when I run. I've used 5 inspiration, but I still have inspiration left.
All right.
Gosh, I cannot speak. Ugh.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
No, Leomon had my whole throat. 17, I'll take that roll, I don't mind.
All right. So Valentine, as you whip around, because the rope behind you is still taut, a creature burst forth from the fog at you, similar to Elise. However, it doesn't seem like. I don't want to say it doesn't seem dangerous, but it's not the most dangerous thing you guys have encountered, and you are able to kind of like get out of the way. Like the fog is very thick, so you can't see much of it. However, as a creature like puts its arms around you, you can kind of like know enough of where it is to duck and push it out of the way. Now, Elise, though, mm, I want a pure body roll from you. Just body. Oh, and Valentine, while she's making this roll, what is this other thing that you would like to roll for?
I will just kind of look directly at this creature, um, and like my head just kind of tilts to the side, uh, after I dodged out of him, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
just look at it and I'll be like, "You are a bloody coward, and you honestly think you could do something to me? I've seen much worse than you. You will leave us alone, or I will end you."
Big Daddy
So,
Val topping hard tonight.
so, um,
And then a manic smile will come over my face as I'm staring directly at it.
well, you won't be able to like fully see the creature, but I'll give you that you could probably see like its shadow as you're saying this. But what comes back and what you all hear is you're a coward. You're a bloody coward. I will end you. I will end you. You think you're a match for me? I will end you. And you all hear these words from Val echoing around the fog. But Elise, who, I mean, the role itself was very good, even
That's a
if you
good
only.
ass roll.
It was. You know what? To reward the role, I will only deal one pure damage to you as your arms and legs begin to get held down by two sets of hands on each limb, and you feel a sharp pain coming from your index finger as it seems like something starts biting into it.
Well, I'll definitely try to struggle and then try to call for Lunamon and say, "Help! Please, can you please help me get off these things off me?"
Um, so as Lunamon like jumps towards the hand that's being bitten, she's able to kind of effectively get one off your get it off your hand, and she starts like going around and getting them to like slowly back into the fog out of sight. And luckily you escape with your index fingers still attached. But it's bleeding. It's not in good shape, but there's much worse injuries you could have, like a giant sandworm creature biting your torso in half almost.
Um, do I manage to get up to Elise and Lunamon?
Um, I'll say that you basically know enough of directions that even though you can't really see or hear the proper way to go, you're able to make your way back to her.
Okay. Um, so I'm able to find her then, essentially?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm going to uh move Elise to in front of me.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to tie us both together so that way, if that thing tries to attack her, they'll have to attack both of us. Um,
Gotcha.
like, enough for her
Hmm.
to comfortably walk, but not as much slack as we had because I do not want one of those things attacking her again, especially if she's in the back. So,
Gotcha. So yeah, you're basically like you guys can walk, but you're right there with her. Like you essentially have your hand on her, more or less.
and then I'll rip, because like I got that cut, so my jacket kind of tore. I'm gonna
Hmm.
rip off that part of cloth and help tie up her finger that's bleeding. So it was already torn, so rip.
All right. So Isaac, Atlas bumps into you, but as he does, you're also hearing help me," like echoing throughout the fog.
Yeah, after hearing Big Daddy Val go on a murder spree.
Yes.
So, Isaac's probably gonna whip around and grab hold of Atlas real quick just to make sure it's him, and then start turning and just looking at different spots in the fog, and grab hold of his Digivice and look at Atlas and go, Sistermon said these can help.
Now, how do you grab Atlas?
Just probably by his sleeve or something. I'm not gonna choke the poor kid.
Okay, I just want to confirm because I'm sure that this matters for Atlas. Atlas, you have your sleeve grabbed onto as you're hearing "help me" echoing around you.
He gets scared because something grabs his sleeve, and he swings at it.
Atlas, make an accuracy roll. I say, make a dodge roll. I am going to subtract 2 because of this fog. No, Isaac, like, the derived stat this time. Just because I'm having Atlas actually make an accuracy check. Um, and
This is like an actual attack, right? I'll have to fix that because I
what
did the
is,
same thing as Isaac.
it's okay. I can read these rules. Isaac, you do manage to. Oh. Oh.
Motherfucker.
Holy cow.
I was gonna say you dodged, but then Atlas had to roll his actual stat. Okay, Atlas, what's the damage? I know you're a brick house.
It's 8.
Hey Zach, what's your armor?
7.
So that's 3 over. So that's actually 11 damage. So 4. Zach, you get. Oh man, I don't even think you like grabbed him that awkwardly. Like it was just on the sleeve, but it's Atlas. I didn't think that this was gonna happen, but I don't mind. I'm here for it. All right, Isaac. Respond to. God, Atlas always does this to the party. Isaac.
To be fair, he knows it was Isaac because he bumped into him, but like Isaac grabs him by the sleeve, so he thought he was going to like attack him, so he just went for a swing.
Wait. He knows it's Isaac. Okay. Isaac. Response.
after losing half his health and getting knocked on his ass, Isaac's going to spit some blood from his mouth. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Whatever. All right. Okay.
To be fair, you tried to attack me twice already.
It is true.
You crashed into me. I was trying to make sure you weren't a demon.
Well, at least you know you're not a demon.
I might be at this rate, as Isaac spits out a bit more blood. All right. Clearly, this
I
isn't
hand him
working.
some cotton swab to put in his mouth.
And Isaac will bite down on the gauze and go, clearly this isn't working. Sister Mon said the Digivices might be able to help. You do still have yours, right?
Yes. I pulled out the
Isaac
broken one.
climbs to stand back up and pulls out his Digivice, hoping something will help.
Okay, hold on. I was distracted. So,
My ass.
during that conversation, did either of you apologize by name?
I don't think either of us actually apologized. No, he did apologize.
We never said each other's name. He
Yeah,
just said, "What the fuck did you do?" And I said, "I'm sorry." And then he said that I thought you were going to be a demon. And I said, "Well, at least you're not a demon." And then he said, "Well, I'm probably going to be," while spitting out blood. So we never said our names.
So everyone, here's Isaac. What did you say before you grabbed his sleeve? Because I know you were about to like talk about the Digivice, but you did say
That was
something.
literally it. I just grabbed a hold of his sleeve and Sister Mon said the Digivices could help.
So
Because I know we don't have the best visibility, but being in literal physical contact, I assumed I identified Atlas as Atlas.
yeah, no, you probably did. So everyone hears Sister Mon said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Echoing throughout the fog, followed by, I'm sorry. I feel like everyone understands the situation by that point, but Valentine...
To be fair, Isaac got fucking clocked, so they probably heard him go tumbling too.
Valentine?
Audible sigh. We haven't caught up to them yet, I'm assuming.
No, not quite.
Uh,
Oh.
I'll say, stick together. Get less slack. The cats sneak up.
And Elise?
Well, I'll just try to like run along with Val because I believe we're tied together. So, and try to keep the bleeding on my finger, and make sure Lunamon is still with me though.
All right, that's a good plan. Ravi, you're pretty far ahead of the group, but you do hear these echoes throughout the fog.
Would she also feel the tug of the rope as Isaac gets like clobbered?
No, she wouldn't.
Well, since mostly because like you said, like the rope got taut between Ravi and Isaac, would she have felt like the tug of the rope when Isaac got like a clobbered because he probably like went down a bit?
The rope was taut between Isaac and Ravi, seemingly. But that doesn't mean that, much like Elise and Valentine, that doesn't mean that it was taut because they were together. There's a reason why Isaac was able to stand still while she was walking. So, Ravi, do you have any response to hearing what was clearly Atlas punching Isaac? I mean, you would have just heard it, but...
We should have left him. I knew it. I'll start going backwards with the on the rope to catch up to these useless team members.
Revy, as you turn around, make a dodge roll for me. And while that's going on, Isaac, what did you want to do with the Digivice?
I was just holding it out for the moment to see if anything would happen. We haven't really been instructed on how to intentionally use them yet.
So as you hold it out in front of you, seemingly playing with it, it does seem to light up like you want it to. I assume that's what you want it to do. Much like it did with Leomon and, oh, once more.
Device?
No, that's a good roll, Revy.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you turn around, a creature lunges at you, but you kind of just brush it to the side and keep moving. And Isaac, as you're playing with your Digivice, it begins to light up and shine a light. But unlike the flashlights, it actually seems to clear away a small chunk of the fog directly in front of it. And as it does, you see these creatures. It almost looks like they're wearing bed sheets. It's pure white robes. And their arms and hands are very dangly with long fingernails, and perhaps most striking is their face that almost looks like I suppose like an anteater. Like it almost looks like a mask on a person, but with a large snout. And as this light shines, you see them all hissing back into the fog. Oh, he keeps pooping.
He got punched so hard that he can't have a stable Discord connection.
Seems like it. And
Every time.
and I'll also mention that within this light, within just the visibility of the Digivice, which isn't a lot, you do see a fair share of these creatures, which might be a little alarming. Now, Elise, when you asked Lunamon, we'll get back to that. Now, the question is, will Isaac be able to join us again? Let's see. What is going on Discord? Nothing. Poor Isaac. R.I.P. So, eventually continuing on your way, Atlas, what are you doing? Do you look in the direction that the Digivice had shined? Do you notice these creatures?
Atlas probably wouldn't have noticed them because he's still like apologizing to Isaac.
Fair enough.
But-
Fair enough. But you guys are standing still. So eventually, Elise and Valentine, you would catch up to them. And while Isaac is still reeling from getting punched so hard that he can't really talk right now, you do at least meet up with Atlas.
Oh, well, since, I'll be like, oh, hello, we've managed to, yes, you're not knocked out anymore. So,
Atlas, Atlas would hear Valentine sneak in, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He's probably gonna get scared because Valentine has like that sore throat, so he thinks it's like some enemy behind him. So he'll try and go swing at him again, but Mushmon will stop him.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna be like, is
Actually,
Not again.
Mushmon is standing on the ground, therefore the fog is very high there. So if you're gonna punch at Valentine, I don't even think he could see you doing it.
to be honest, it's true. I was going to allow Mushmon to stop it, but realistically, he wouldn't be able to see it. Atlas,
Yes, but Mushmon would hear it.
what?
Mushmon would hear Valentine talking.
Say
Yeah.
hello,
I-
yes.
I mean,
So, like,
yes, he would.
Valentine, like Isaac is Atlas is gonna go for a punch, but Mushmon knows that that's Valentine, so he's stopping Atlas from hitting Valentine and possibly putting him down.
You don't have
Okay.
much faith in me.
Okay, it's all right, Atlas. I'm sure Valentine wouldn't have been too upset if you just KO'd the party, but
I mean, I have a dodge of 7, so I
But-
mean,
yes, we will allow Mushmon. Not again,
did
not
Isaac.
again, not again. It's true. With that -2 and Atlas, Dice Maiden really loving Atlas.
and I will say when I did tie like Elise, I kind of had her in front since I'm assuming she's shorter than me, so it'd be easier that way.
Oh, Jesus.
But when he goes to take a swing, and then Mushmont grabs his arm and he stops, I'm gonna like lean, you guys can see that Elise and I are like closer together, because we're trying to prevent that slack. And he will kind of lean in and he'll be like, I think you might need to talk to Atlas. He seems a little shaken.
Atlas, if Mushmon didn't stop that punch, you probably would have hit Elise, honestly.
I know Mushmon did stop the punch.
Yes, I will permit that, even though he probably wouldn't have seen the windup. I will understand that he knows Atlas well enough.
I mean, it's less of knowing Atlas well. It's mostly of like hearing the whole thing with Isaac happening, knowing
So-
that like Atlas pretty much clobbered Isaac just from a touch. So it's like if someone talks to him while his back is turned, he's probably gonna try him for like another haymaker.
So the
It was like,
voices.
stop.
So the voices continue. Valentine, what was that? What was like the last thing you said? Ish.
I leaned into Elise and I was like, I think you should speak with him. He seems a little shaken.
Right.
Because I know she's good at like calming people down and stuff.
So the voices start chiming in. Speak with Atlas. Speak with Atlas. Atlas. Atlas.
But I said speak with him, Aster.
No, you said Atlas the first time. I was paying attention.
Why did you ask me a second time?
Because I didn't remember what the other parts were. I was keenly aware you said Atlas, but I didn't know the context.
Aster's gone back to a 3.5 for me.
But yes, Elise. So Valentine lets you know that you should speak with Atlas.
Okay, so I try to walk slowly towards Atlas and be like, hey, Atlas, calm down. It's just me, Elise, and Val. Can you
Aw.
breathe in first a little bit? Like, deep breathe before you start doing something else.
Atlas like did
Oh.
calm down after punching Isaac, and Isaac basically just telling him like, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "Oh, okay," because he did have like a conversation with Isaac right after.
Um.
So like, Atlas is pretty much like calm. It's just that like hearing something coming from behind him, he just went for a strike. To which
Now,
Mushmon stopped,
Atlas,
and I was like, "Yes,
you do not need to explain.
I know,
Like,
but it's
no.
Atlas."
What I mean is, you don't need to explain why your character's acting like this to Elise. Rather, your character needs to to respond to Elise. Is Atlas going to like deep dive on why he's freaking out, not freaking out, or like?
Pretty much, Atlas probably gonna do that
Okay, so
because he's probably gonna explain the entire situation. He's like I was walking, I bumped into Isaac. Isaac grabbed me. I got scared. I hit him, and then he yelled at me. I said I'm sorry. I don't know how many times. To which Mushmama responded like about 50, and then like that was about it. And then I heard something behind me. Mushma saw me because he remembered that was Valentine's speak voice right now, and that's why you guys showed up.
um, yes, so. So those voices are really starting to pick up around you, but oh wow, my dog is going crazy. But anyway, so Elise, you hear these explanations as oh. Hold on, I'm gonna go check on the pooch. Uh, you guys continue to converse. I can hear you. Isaac, honestly, you should probably, I don't know if you want to tell them about the monsters or talk about the monsters you saw if you were here for that. If you weren't, others can explain. I'll be right back. Hello?
Hello,
Hello, Isaac. You there, buddy?
Sade?
I guess he's still cutting out. Revi, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
You
Yeah.
do sound like a little bit low right now, Revy.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
How about now?
A little bit better.
Okay.
Okay. I
But
have kidnapped the pooch. But
Pooch
anyway.
okay?
There
Yeah,
has been a dog nap.
she's just a drama queen. Anyway.
So I will
Aster's rank went
say,
down to 2.5.
will we see a since he's holding the Digivice, would it like show? Would we see the beam or?
Yes, like, at this point you wouldn't see the creatures because they're not gonna, like, jump towards this beam that they didn't like. But it would be nice if Isaac.
He
Oh
is
well.
getting real sick of these technical difficulties.
So
Well,
I will say, we can have Revi end up meeting up with the group as the voices around you start really picking up, and you start hearing, and Val, take it or leave it with whether or not you said Atlas's name, because there were a lot of names said in rapid fire. You start hearing, I'm Atlas. I'm Elise. I'm Isaac. I'm Val. No one's saying I'm Revi, but the voices are really starting to pick up now.
Valentine's had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's gonna pull out his Digivice, holding it up, and he's going to say, I am Valentine, and I will end you all who keep playing these games.
And that does chime around the fog, but as you hold your Digivice up, it does create another light source, much like Isaac's, and creatures shy away from it. They actually seemed pretty close to you guys. You could probably see like 5 just in your light source, and it seemed like they were approaching. However, once the light started to shine, they backed off. However, the words you said, I'm Valentine, and I will end you, are chanting throughout the ravine right
Good.
now. Yes.
I want them to hear it.
So, Elise, what are you thinking as you probably saw these creatures from the light, very stringly fingers, very long and dark and twisted, and white
I will
robes.
say that the only name that hasn't been said is Revi, though, because no one said Revi's name because she was doing her own thing. But
Yep. There has been no chanting of Revi's name at all. Although Revi has joined you guys, is anyone gonna say hello, Revi? What's up? I love
No.
you, Revi. You're the best.
No, we're not, Aster. We're not falling for that.
Can we see each other?
What was that?
Can we see each other?
Kind of like if you get really close to each other, you can see each other. It does require being at annoying proximity. However, actually with Isaac and Valentine's light beams coming from their digivices, you are able to get a decent look at each other.
I'll look at them and put my finger to my mouth to tell them stay quiet, and then point at the digivice so that way Elise can use hers too. And I'll take mine out and point it around too.
So as you point yours around, more of the creatures begin to back off, and you start gaining real visibility in this ravine, like between the 3 of you. Elise, you do start to feel movement from your back. And nothing's attacked you just yet, but
Well, first of all,
Or
seeing
wait.
the effect of the digivice, I take it and also flash it around and then quickly look at my back to see
I
who's
mean, I'm at your
there.
back, though.
yeah,
Oh,
that was my bad. I would say Valentine, you felt movement at your back. However, we'll just say that Elise has got your back, just as you have hers. Atlas, what are you doing in all of this?
Atlas is gonna hold out his digivice and do it again. But then he'll look at Revi and he's like, Revi, why are you coming back?
Oh, really? Okay. What was that?
Can I punch him? Maybe knock him out, hopefully. I hit
Yes. You definitely can if you want to.
No. It's no
No.
fun if I can.
No. Is Isaac just gone into the void forever?
Hold up your damn digivice.
So
He is doing that.
Okay.
So this will actually... It's okay. It's okay. It's as weird as this will be, it's still fine. So do you all start making your way through the ravine again, but with your digivices out? Just kind of like paving your way through this fog?
Yes.
So, as you do, like, honestly, with your 5 digivice is like beaming around you, the creatures aren't able to approach, and you start making really good progress. However, you do hear something very large ahead of you, and you start seeing a large shadow approach. What is the game plan?
We see a large shadow.
Yes, you hear something very large, and you just see like a large shadow. Like it doesn't have form quite yet. It still seems to be in the distance. Like it's not like on top of you or anything. Like if you wanted,
Um, so Trickmon, Valentine would look up to Trickmon with his eyes, and he'd be like, "Well, that big old shadow's on their way. I think we could use a buff." And I'll have him use uh, the dealing the cards to give them all haste. I still got to roll accuracy, but um, as long as I
um,
get hits, it should give it to them.
honestly, since you're not in combat and haste is a one-turn buff, I will just allow everyone to have haste at the moment. Isaac,
Okay.
you are with us. Are you with us? He's with us in spirit. He's been replaced by one of the demon creatures from the fog. Uh, Elise, what are your thoughts on this big shadowy creature? Oh, yes, Atlas, big shadowy creature. You hear something very loud or very large approaching, but anyway, Elise.
Well, first of all, like I try to like ask Val since he's the one nearer to me, and I'll ask him like, should we like try to flash our digivizors on it, or should we like run back or something?
Well, I think that this big target is not, we're not going to really be able to sneak with our beams of light, but I do think that holding our digivices towards the figure as it gets closer um, should
What
help.
what I will say is that this ravine isn't like a 2 foot wide trail between the mountains. Like there's actually like a decent amount of space for you. Obviously this very large creature coming has enough room to like freely move through this space. But yes. So Val, you are of the mind of shining your digibeam at it?
Well, I mean, once it's gotten closer, because if it's still a distance away, I don't think our beam will reach it.
Right, right. Honestly, probably not, but Atlas, what's your thoughts on big and scary?
Run.
Run run back towards the church or run to like one of the sides of the ravine?
Basically, like run to safety. So probably back to church.
Oh. All right. So Atlas has started booking it back towards the church. Is Mushmon going? Is Mushmon going to let you?
Mushmon's trying not to let me go, but since he's tied to Atlas, he's kind of getting like dragged behind.
All right. So Atlas is on his way back to the church. Revy, big, tall, dark, and maybe
Handsome.
handsome, but well, I mean, maybe. Like you guys can't figure it out. It's still a ways away. Plenty of time to prepare. Like, do you want to
Maybe it's
fight?
cute.
Do you want to fight it? Do you want to hide from it, or do you want
Do you want to
to?
hug it?
I mean, if it was cute, but who knows? Ravi, what's your thoughts?
what is everyone else doing again?
Valentine and Elise are standing there, I believe. Atlas is trying to run away back towards the church, and I say trying, but without someone actively stopping him, he's succeeding. Uh, Isaac has been replaced by a shadow demon. Yeah.
I'll grab Atlas by the collar and drag him down and keep him in place.
All right. Normally I'd take a roll, but between you, Mushmon, and Dorumon, I'm sure you guys can drag him down. But Atlas, how are you gonna react to three people holding you down?
Atlas is probably just gonna try and like stand where he is, but like crouch and small, make himself like as less presentable as possible.
All right.
Is that,
Elise, go ahead.
yeah. I'll also try to hold on Atlas if possible and make him stay.
Are you going to try to like? What are you going to say to Atlas at this point? Because telling him everything will be okay with this big thing approaching, I don't know if that is necessarily the go-to here, but whatever you want to tell him. Or are you just going to hold on to him like the others?
Well, I'll probably try to calm him down, like, Atlas, calm down, please, because you don't know what's behind us. Like, those creatures are still there and they might also hurt you, so it's best to stay with us at least.
Mushmon's also trying to like console him. Or like, yeah, we need you.
Can I also, like, roll for my aspect for him then?
Sure. Because I'm sure Atlas's torment is hitting him pretty hard right now. First there was the flashlights, and then he punched Isaac in the face.
I mean that torment, punching Isaac in the face does not affect one of my torments.
That actually raised you something. He was like, wow, I can deck a person.
Pretty kind of, probably. It might give him some points in charisma or willpower.
Yeah, Elise, honestly, that's a really good roll. Atlas. Elise is being very convincing in calming you down, but as your mind begins to become clearer and the panic is setting aside, what are your thoughts?
His thought is pretty much going to go around like, I'm probably useful. I have the rope, which is keeping all of us together.
Mm-hmm.
I had the flashlight. I decked Isaac, and he acts the toughest. So I'm probably useful.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
Yeah, Atlas, as this big scary creature approaches, your thoughts you actually have come to such a serene point. You're not thinking about the creature at all. You're just like, I'm cool. Like, I think that's a very Atlas way to think, but is that what's going on?
He's pretty much, he's going back through everything that's gone so far. He's like, I healed Valentine. I pretty much saved his life. I was helpful for Lunamon. I punched Isaac in the face. I gave them rope. I gave them a light source. Like, I have food if they die of hunger. I'm here. Like, he keeps going through his head, and he goes like, I am the most useful character in this group. That's pretty much what's going on in the back of his head, completely forgetting of the giant shadow in front of him.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, so he's just sitting there like 1,000 yard stare, just imagining how like him on a pedestal and everyone like below him, just like we are not worthy.
I I really wish that Atlas was saying all of this out loud. I almost think it would be funny, but
I
um
mean, there's just 1,000 yard stare and like a silly, ugly grin on his face, just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like the Ron smile that he had, like after he drank that supposed luck potion. It kind of like that smile.
hmm. Um all right, so everyone is just standing in the middle of the path waiting for the creature to approach to digibeam it, right? Is that the goal?
Yep, I guess.
Atlas doesn't have an opinion because he's too cool for school. Um, Valentine?
Um, well, you know, Elise and I did kind of discuss like maybe shining the beam at the big thing when it gets closer would be a smart
Right.
play. So that is the plan currently, but
Mm-hmm.
you know how Valentine is? That plan could change at a
Right.
moment's notice.
And did you discuss this with the others?
I mean, we were whispering it because this was when like Atlas took off.
That's true. Um, but
But I mean, once Atlas, was too cool for school or whatever, it probably we would probably try to get away from it without raising its suspicion. But if it actually did come towards us, then I mean, I would raise my Digivice and hopefully the others would follow suit. Um, and I'd say that hey, if that thing does see us, we might want to shine our. Well, actually, since Elise is in between me and Atlas, I think it'd be better if she tells him, since I'm kind of a distance away.
mm-hmm.
So
All right. So
I'll leave it to her.
so it is definitely coming your way, but are you saying the plan is to like get out of its way, and as long as that you won't beam it unless it like comes at you? Is is that what I'm understanding, or
I mean, I'll leave it up to Elise on that. So
okay? And I assumed you joined them. Like, is everyone together? Just so I have a picture of like Revy. Are you with the rest of the group?
Sure, let's all die.
All right. So, Elise, it has been left in your hands. Are you uh stoically waiting for the creature to approach and going to beam it in the face to make it run away? Or are you going to hide? Either way, something cool might happen, or nothing might happen. What's the plan?
Well, if well, since I'm thinking about the safety of everyone, I think it's best to hide until it tries to like get us, and then suggest to everyone that if it does get us, then maybe beaming the light at him might be the best.
Gotcha. Um, so everyone is hiding behind like a rock or something at the side of the ravine, I assume. And this creature slowly makes its way past. Now, as it does, is anyone trying to like take the appearance of this creature in? Or are you all just kind of like waiting with bated breath as it passes by?
Well,
see
if
what
it's
it looks
going to pass us, oh, sorry, Revi, go ahead.
Ravi?
I'll try to see what it looks like.
Gotcha. Valentine?
I mean, if it's gonna pass by without like coming at us, then I'm not going to draw attention to myself. I will take a look at it. I'm keeping my eye on it to make sure, um, that it does pass by. Um, but yeah, so um, at this point though, Valentine's not necessarily scared because he's still kind of in that. I mean, he did succeed pretty well in that check against BanchouLeomon and felt a whole bunch of feelings. So this thing ain't nothing to him right now. Sorry.
Elise, are you also watching this creature closely, or are you perhaps comforting Atlas? Or are you just like hiding?
Well, if Atlas doesn't mean comforting, I'd probably like try to take a look as well and maybe look for an opportunity to get around it too as well, if possible, I guess.
Gotcha. And Atlas.
He still has that 1,000-yard stare with his image in his head.
All right. So, everybody but Atlas and Isaac, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, I will take perception rolls for everyone trying to get a good look at this creature.
I don't even think Isaac's in the Discord, but I guess he's in the chat box.
He might be in the chat box. I'm not sure, but just throwing that out there if he can hear.
What's the roll?
Perception. So it'll be like the will. Yep.
The 3d6 plus 8. Okay, cool.
Mishman will try and take a peek, though.
Wait, what do we have to roll?
Perception.
Do I need to separately roll for the other thing that I'm trying to look at or no?
What did you say that other thing was?
I'm trying to like to see if it like get a way to try to get past it or a way to like get around it. Safely.
No, because it is definitely moving out of the way. It almost, well, actually, I don't want to say it's heading towards the temple, but it is heading in that direction. But that doesn't mean it's heading towards the temple. That just means it's heading that way. Which means that if it passes by all of you, then you'll be able to continue on your way. So, let's see what everyone got. Oof, oof, oof. All right, so Valentine, Atlas, and
Elise rolled well.
we'll get to that. Valentine, Atlas, and Ravi.
Not Atlas, Mushman.
Right, Mushman. You all notice the shadow pass by, but you're not really able to make out any features of it. But it doesn't feel great looking at it. You can tell that much. Elise. Now, I'm not going to say that this might not do cool things for you later, but I am going to say that if you marked any checkboxes of your torments, I will have you unmark them now, and if you have a minor torment, it is now a major torment. And if it's a major torment, it's now a terrible torment. As you are mentally, like, blasted from taking in this creature's appearance. Cutting through the fog, you notice tentacles hanging down from its face, and its body covered in scales. It it can the best way to describe it, and perhaps the only way to describe it,
Cthulhu.
would be a true eldritch terror. Now,
I'll I'll probably freeze on the spot and be like so quiet at the same time, like good thing we hid from it. But I won't say it out loud though.
uh, did you say you'd start crying? I mean, that's a completely fair reaction from like the mental
She did not
distress.
say she would cry.
Oh, sorry, I misheard.
I just
She
froze
Froze.
yeah.
and blushed out.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah. So staring at this creature is it's very, very painful, and it's very lucky that this fog was covering it. But at the same time, I will say that taking this creature in, as bad as it seemed, might not have been the worst thing for Elise, but we'll eventually come to that. And once it passes by, do you all continue on your way to the mines?
Let's get to stepping.
That was the plan, so yes.
All right. Um, Elise is probably very shaken. Elise, when everyone starts moving, what do you do?
Well,
Definitely still shocked, and I'll be like, try to get myself to move, but probably slowly and lag behind everyone.
since you're tied in front of me, I lag behind with you. Um, but I will put a reassuring hand like on your shoulder, um, in like a firm but not like hard grip, just like, hey, you all right kind of grip. Uh,
Plot twist,
just
that was Trickmon's hand.
Valentine, the expert of tapping the other shoulder and being on the other side. um. So eventually, you all do find your way to the mines with a very, very silent Isaac.
He's also traumatized from seeing the shadow creature.
I mean, maybe.
He's being a Kaiba right now, just completely brain dead in the shadow realm.
The clown, he just like freaks out and turns into a giant dueling clown. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep going. So, as you make your way to the mines, and uh, do you have any conversation as you exit the fog?
uh, once we've exited the fog, I would like lean in and I will, you know, whisper to Elise because still in that kind of mood of whispering because who knows what's listening. I'm gonna be like, are you okay? Is everything all right?
I'll probably be startled at first because my thoughts will be disrupted and be like, I try to say, I'm okay, don't bother, I'll be okay. And try to reassure him, but for sure, if Val is looking at me, I think he can see that there's fear in my eyes.
I If I see the fear in your eyes, I would give you a hug for a second, in case you needed it.
Given my torments, I'll probably try to push him away too. And yeah, should I roll for my torments now?
Uh, sure. And would that be the minor or the major?
They're both majors
Mm.
now.
Well, one might
Well,
be a
the other
major.
is
One might be a major and one might be a terrible, but
it's actually a terrible one.
so plus your willpower, but minus 10. Yes, this is the big one. And Atlas, what are you doing during this? As you end up exiting the fog, and I mean, I don't want to say you're safe in these mines, but as you have an arrow. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We'll get to that, Atlas.
He kind of like, after moving a bit, his mind kind of just cleared out. So now he's slowly going back to his normal Atlas self.
And
We're entering the mines. He's starting to slow down because he's starting to go through his ideas of cave-ins, blackouts, unforeseen holes.
And Revi. Ravi. No, the shadow demon got Revi too. everyone falling to this terrible curse. So as Atlas actually, or as Valentine actually gives Elise a hug, um, after she tried to reassure him that she's okay, she actually ends up getting very flustered, almost angry for a moment, and yanking away before starting to just quickly walk forward down the mines, ignoring everyone. Uh, Elise, well, this is a result of your torment. What exactly would be going in through Elise's head as she's just kind of like getting out of there, like leaving this situation?
I will be rolling my anxiety torment.
All right. Yes, you can actually mark a box off. You handled that like a champ.
I don't know if this qualifies for my doesn't like seeing others badly hurt, because this is more of a she's angry at me, so only my minor would trigger.
Right. But yes, Elise. So you are socially shutting down and leaving the situation. What's going through your head?
Well, first she's still afraid of that thing, and then I guess the hug definitely shocked her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then wait, sorry, suddenly someone came into my room, and
Yeah.
then she will probably like try to distract herself from it, but I guess it doesn't work, and then she's like more anxious and just panicking, like, oh no, what's happening? Like, no, I cannot let him like be close to me and stuff like that. Those thoughts keep running into her head. So yeah, she walks through the mine.
Gotcha. And Lunamon, are you with us? Lunamon?
I am.
Uh, I could have been giving you guys the screen the entire time, but yeah, Lunamon. So you see for the first time your partner shutting down, and normally the caring sweet Elise who takes care of everyone is now just abandoning them. Although I don't know, Elise, did you ever mention that one thing to Lunamon? Just out of curiosity, that one thing that nobody else really knows.
Yeah, yeah, she already knows that one.
Okay. Um. So yes. Lunamon, how do you? What? Oh, that's why that's like that. Lunamon, you are now free to do whatever it is you would do upon seeing this.
Where are we going?
Probably ignore her and just continue walking.
I,
Yeah,
I look I look up at Elise. Elise, where are we going?
and so Elise would continue this line of thought. Someone's at the door, I suppose. But I'm sure Elise would continue to ignore you, but Lunamon, keep being annoying.
Oh, Elise, Elise. I kind of climb up on her shirt.
I'll definitely be startled and like try to push her away and be like, leave me alone, like go with them and don't come near me. And I end up running away from her.
I follow at the speed I can. I'm not very fast, but
You are tied, Elise, so you're basically like running, but Atlas and like Valentine are holding you back with rope in a
Wait,
way.
Atlas and Valentine are holding who back with rope?
Well, Elise said she was running away, but since she's still tied to like Atlas and Valentine, she's probably gonna run to like a certain distance before
Oh,
having the rope get taut.
oh,
I'll probably
this
like try to like get it off me and untie myself from the rope and then if I
continue.
successfully
Yeah.
do that, I'll continue to run away. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume that Valentine didn't do some, like, you scout insane knot that no one can untie. Um, so, uh, Revy, just let us know when you're back with us. Um,
as Elise unties the rope, I just kind of grab onto her leg as well. I just hang on at this point.
all right. So, Elise is like getting further ahead, and Lunamon's trying to help, but Atlas, what are you doing? Like, what's your thoughts during this whole situation? Like, are you focused on Elise, who is acting very out of character right now, or are your thoughts just like, oh my god, we're in a mine? There's so much that could go wrong.
Both.
Both.
He's currently like focused on Elise because he's currently building like an image that Elise is trustworthy because she's the only one that's being nice and trustworthy to him. So, but he's also scared that there's something could happen between him and like Isaac
Hmm.
with the mine. So he's currently just quickly pulling out from his bag a music player, like a like an iPod of some
Uh huh.
sort, and he takes off the jacket and he hands them to Elise and goes, "This could help you." And
Ah.
he's like, he's just gonna like put it like at the ground near Lunamon so that she could probably give it to her.
Oh, I see. Um, Elise, if you'd like, I would allow you to like recognize the jacket and music player. Like it probably would seem like something helpful for distracting yourself from the situation.
Well,
And
upon seeing the music player, I'm like, I look at it for a while and then look at Atlas, I guess, if I can see him.
I mean,
yep,
we're both holding flashlights.
and
Yeah.
uh the flashlights work now that you're in the mines. Very useful.
Well, I'll slowly like get it so that and then I try to put it on, so hopefully to calm down a bit. But I'll be trying to maybe step away from the group a little bit farther away though.
Gotcha. And Valentine, given your role and everything, you'd probably recognize that it's not so much that you necessarily upset Elise as much as she's going through things right now.
Oh, I know. It's just one of those things like he succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, he like the last few times he's tried to do something nice, it's kind of backfired on him. So he's mostly just kind of like,
Yes,
he
I.
didn't like fail his role, so he's not like
Mhm.
suffering from it, but at the same time, he's just kind of like walking, in his own thoughts, essentially.
Yes, I do recall the last time you tried to help Atlas and he kicked you in the face.
And then I tried to help BanchouLeomon, and he almost killed me.
Yeah.
And and then I was, trying to help Sistermon be nice. She pulled a gun on me. So it's just every time I try to be nice, it doesn't work out well.
um, yeah, things are cruel at the moment, but so
At
you're
least pick
all
the music player, right?
yes.
Okay. Just to let you know, it's pretty much all like nature music and classical music.
Yes, I was gonna say, so what is Elise jamming out to?
Classical music and like those nature audio sounds where like you hear like waterfalls and birds, and then at some point you'll just hear like a whale. Pretty much
Gotcha.
just like keeping him in check with nature and peace.
Hmm. Um, so these things will definitely assist Elise in calming down, even though it might take some time, but as you go through the mines, you eventually do come to a fork in the road. I assume that Revi still isn't with us at the moment.
What? Yes, I am.
Revi, she's returned from the Shadow Realm.
I have returned.
So, Revi, the things that have happened since you exited the fog, everyone was chill. Elise was freaking out a bit. Valentine tried to calm her down. However, it actually triggered her pretty severely, and she broke down and started wandering the mines on her own. But Atlas assisted somewhat. So now you're all somewhat traveling together, but Elise is definitely keeping her distance from the rest of the group. And you come to a fork in the road. What are your
Did she
thoughts
also
on the
take
fork?
her jacket or not?
Elise, did you take the jacket as well, or did you just uh, take the music player?
Just the music player.
Yeah, well, Atlas will just take back his put it back on.
Take back his jacket. Fine if you don't want my cool orange jacket.
I I mean, to be fair, it's more for hiding his arms over anything else.
Right. Fair point. Um, but yes, you come to this fork in the road. Revy, what are your thoughts on the fork?
Hmm. Does it? I'll look around at the surroundings to see what the differences are.
Um, what type of differences are you looking for? I'll check with everybody to see what kind of rolls you'd like to make, unless someone is like, gut instinct tells me this direction. But what type of differences are you looking for, Revy?
Like changing locations. Like, is the terrain changing? Are we going to like a beach area? Like, sand instead of dirt.
Gotcha. And so for that, I'll take perception. Atlas?
He's doing more of a like geological look, like which one mine is going more downwards, which is going upwards, which one looks more like damp, because then that'll be like like condensation. That means there's probably an airflow, like and lighting, maybe some slight vegetation.
So for that, I'll take a survival roll. Elise is just doing her own thing at the moment. Valentine?
Well, after the rope got untied, he's just kind of, you know, following the group, but not really doing much.
Not, so you're kind of in your own head like Elise. Maybe not nearly as bad, but... Alright. So, Revy, you don't actually notice much of a difference, but Atlas, you pick up a few things. Like with your knowledge of mines, you definitely pick up that one route is much more well maintained and built up, while the route to the left is definitely more worrisome. And also that the route to the right definitely is much more like a mine, while the route to the left seems less finished. You noticed dirts in certain parts of the wall and the like.
Okay, so he's probably gonna look at Revy because she's the first in line, and then he'll look at Mushman and go like, "Can you go tell Revy to go right?"
You're going to ask Mushman to relay the message?
Yeah, and Mushman would look at Atlas like, "One day you got to talk to her," and then he'll like shimmy over to Revy. He goes like, and looks at Doraemon. It's like, "Hey, you purple furry thing, can you tell her to go right?"
So, Mushman scolded Atlas for not being able to talk to Revy, and then talks to Doraemon to talk to Revy?
Yep.
Okay.
Doraemon would just nod and look away, and I would be able to hear that, of course.
Yeah.
Doraemon is always near me. All right.
I mean,
so,
Mushman probably did it because he knows like if he went and told Revy to go right, she'd probably go left because she doesn't like Mushman.
right it is then. If you're wrong, you will die by my hands.
All right, so everyone makes their way down the right path. It would be kind of funny if someone not paying attention made their way left, but I don't think that would happen.
Okay, I made
and
my
I
way
don't.
left.
No, no.
I drag him when I notice him trying to leave left.
All right, so Revy's
It's
keeping
just like
it.
one of those. Revy just like whips Valentine, and Valentine's like, "Oh, sorry, wrong direction." I'm just kidding. with the rope.
So everyone ends up making their way down the correct path thanks to Ravi. And as you
Off.
thanks to Ravi. um and as you do, there are like different paths to take a little bit, but there's clearly the proper direction. However, uh Revi and Atlas, you both are in front and probably the only two actually paying attention at the moment because of, reasons. Would you both like to give me a perception check?
Who?
Uh, Valentine, what are you doing?
Well, because I wasn't quite sure on how like torments worked, I have seen a whole lot of other people get hurt and like BanchouLeomon and all them, so I
Mhm.
was just making my rules for those.
Gotcha. I mean, those are all passing. Like, as far as this goes, all of those would be yes, you are definitely affected by these things. However, you're not breaking down over them.
Yeah, because that's my major torment. I wasn't quite sure when to roll that, but now that I
Mhm.
know a little bit more how they work, I was just getting those rolls.
Gotcha. Um,
Didn't want to cheat, you know.
right. So, right, Atlas has no perception. I forgot. um, and Ravi?
What happened? Do I roll?
Yes, perception. Do 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 do. Things have definitely been harder for the group now that the glue that holds you all together has vanished to the Shadow Realm. um, so Ravi, you actually notice very large, or rather very loud footsteps coming from further down the mine and around a corner, and you see the glow of fire.
Let's go see what it is.
Um, so your thought is to just continue on ahead?
Yes.
All right. As you all continue forward, uh, eventually the creature begins to turn the corner, and at this point, Atlas, I will allow one more perception roll from you. I don't expect it to be any better than the last, but any better than the last. But with Revi's perception, she definitely notices this creature before it picks up on any of you guys. It's a very large, muscular green creature holding a lantern, but in its other hand, it's holding a very large axe.
Oh no, we out. Never mind.
Luckily, there are like side tunnels for you to dive into if you want to hide from this creature. However, Revi, you are definitely the only person who's been able to notice this thing.
I'll stop everyone and be like, I don't really want to talk to these people. I'll push them all into a tunnel
All right.
against the wall.
So, Valentine, do you willingly get like hurted and pushed against a wall?
um, so I
I'll use
mean,
force
since I am
feed.
kind of in my own little thought process, if I like
Hmm.
see like Revi like, you know, having people come into a cave, then I would, follow suit. I'm not an idiot.
Right,
Um,
right.
so
She's probably not doing it out of ill will.
and
Elise or Valentine, keep going.
but I'd keep my eyes open.
Uh, if you'd like, you could also make a perception roll to see why she's doing this. But Elise, you're being herded now. What do? You have the music player going. Do you just kind of like go along with it and not talk to the world, just kind of accept whatever's going on?
What I'll do, yeah.
All
Damn, I
right.
rolled a whole bunch. I rolled a good perception. Jesus.
Yes. We'll get to that. Atlas, you don't really know why, but Revi is herding everybody into a side tunnel and putting them against a wall. Uh, are
Atlas is just gonna like shimmy on over, like he's doing it himself, but like he has no clue.
okay. Yeah.
He just knows that like Reveries, Reveries always easy to see things, so he's
Mhm.
just gonna like move and hide because
You're
he thinks she's like trying to shove people into a hole for them to die, so he's like just trying to hide.
Yeah, I mean, you're handling this much better than when Isaac tries to reach out to me. um,
Revy never tried to hit me.
it's true. Isaac's tried to hit you multiple times. Uh, maybe that was just revenge. But yeah, Valentine, as you like look down the tunnel and whatnot, to see like what's going on, you notice this big creature with very large bolts sticking out of its neck and orange hair. It seems like it's wearing some type of
Boltmon.
visor. Ah, yes, with your TCG knowledge, you'd actually be able to quickly recognize this creature that is slowly making its way down the mine.
Boltmon's a mega. He'll just kind of whisper under his breath.
Um, so as you're all hiding, Voltmon would slowly make his way down the mine. And Valentine, a lot of the cards you've seen so far, they've been distorted from like what you know. Part of that is just the fact that you're actually experiencing them in real time instead of like a drawing, but like they've been extremely gruesome and whatnot. This Boltmon seems very close to what you know. The only difference is that like with every step he takes, you notice like almost like an animatronic disjointed step. There's something going on. Like there's a little bit of static that goes over him as like his movements seem slightly off. But now as he's continuing on, does everyone just hide from him? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yep.
the plan.
Okay. Um Revi, as the go-to person for noticing him, I will take a dodge roll from you. What that means, well, we'll find out.
Right. My derived or regular?
Um, we will actually go with the derived stat this time.
So it's 96, correct?
Yes. Not bad. So you're all hiding, like, pressed up against a wall in the side tunnel, just kind of, like, hoping that Boltman continues on and passes. And he does pass by the side tunnel, and he does keep walking. However, as the tension in the air slowly starts to fade, and it seems like everyone can breathe a sigh of relief, there's almost like a glitch in all of your vision, and the Boltman is standing directly in front of Revy with his axe in the air, and he brings it down. Now, Revy, you do jump to the side, but it doesn't seem like it would nearly be in time to escape his axe. However, at the last second, there's another glitch, like, effect, and he's back where he was in the tunnel, and he continues making his way down the tunnel.
Disturbing.
So Boltman tried to attack her?
Sort of. It's hard to say exactly what happened. He was making his way past you guys. It seemed like he didn't notice you. However, it almost kind of like seemed like he teleported in, trying to attack her, and then teleported out, as if nothing ever happened.
Huh.
I suppose that would be the best way to describe it, but definitely glitchy effects going on. Hard to say what happened.
Oh, that's weird.
Jesus.
He's a speed build. He's his only speed. He's got maxed out speedy ranks. He's got fucking teleporter. He's just going all over the place, but he can't control it.
He's actually so fast, he cleaved Revy in half. However, he's so fast that you guys don't know until the very end of the season. And Revy does the slow split in half. Whoa, I guess he really was fast.
Boltman is the mega for Trickmon's champion.
Oh,
No. My champion won't become that thing.
Doesn't
Doesn't make sense.
No, what was it? Teleportmon, I think his name was.
Oh,
I mean,
Warpmon.
Yeah,
For what
Warpmon.
For what it's worth,
Honestly,
if you didn't
yeah, that
go
would
the
work.
yeah, it's like if you went the Warpmon line, yeah, but
I actually might make a tamer in my roleplay that has a Warpmon and then to Boltmon as like an enemy or something. That'd be kind of cool.
yeah. So as he continues down the tunnel, do you guys take the opportunity to get the hell out of there?
Yes.
Quick, I'll get up and run.
No, Aster. Valentine has a death wish. He'll just go up to the Boltmon and be like, "Kill me!" No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So, as you guys continue on through the mines, you eventually end up coming to the exit, which actually does lead into the village. There, like, the mine seems boarded up, so you do have to take down some boards, but you are once more back at the village that you guys ended up fleeing. So, what's everyone's thoughts? I suppose to give everyone a start, I will say that once you make your way back to the village, it is eerily quiet. Valentine, we'll start with you.
Well, Valentine is eerily quiet.
Atlas?
Atlas is quiet.
Revy.
I'll scan the area.
All right. Yeah, so as you scan the area and start going through the houses, you notice a lack of like children and whatnot. A lack of Digimon in general that should definitely be there. And you also notice that your team is very mentally traumatized.
Maybe it's
Uh,
time that you guys get rest. It seems like no one's here, anyways.
Atlas?
Atlas is not trying to do much, but like, can he still see his like little makeshift area that he had for when he slept?
Does he? So you arrive at the village, and your first goal is to like head out into the woods and check out your little bed.
Yeah, because he was near the black mass thing
Mm-hmm.
when it first appeared, so he just want to see what happened to his sleeping area, and then
Um,
he's probably gonna try and like look out into like the forest, see if there's anything moving, like
I w-
see any tracks and stuff like that.
I'll take a survival roll from you. You do find your sleeping area. Not survival's so good for you, Atlas. Yes, you not only see tracks, you see what looks like some creatures being dragged. Like it's covered up by this point, but you definitely see like a path that has been taken.
So Atlas is gonna like run back to, or he's gonna go back to the group so that when we all meet up, we'll like discuss what we found. But he's also gonna try and keep like an eye out for things.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah. So, Revi, are you exploring the village?
Yes, I gotta make sure there's nothing too crazy going on so we can rest.
All right. Yes.
I would assist with checking the village.
The village seems. I guess the word would be peaceful. Um, it seems like something
Uh,
happened in the village because there was definitely it definitely seems like it was being used until not too long ago. Valentine?
Sorry, the doggos are bothering me to let them out.
Oh,
But it seems peaceful enough, you said?
uh, seems that way, yes.
Okay, well, nothing is as it seems, so I will keep on checking.
All right. Um, so, uh, Atlas, are you going to, you said you're going to relay this information to the group that you found?
Yeah. So, like the first person I'll probably say I'll try and relay. So
Wait, oh, the first person that you try to relay is who?
whoever I find first. Like
Ah, um, you'd likely find, Ravi first.
to the point where he's like he stops and then tries to act like he never saw her, but like Mushman's like, no, we got to do this now, or else it'll never happen again. And he pushes him forward, towards Revi, and like Atlas would like stumble forward towards Revi, and then he'll like he just keeps his eye down, and he goes like, "I found tracks and drag marks going toward the forest."
Dragon marks?
Yeah, it looked like something went one way, and they're dragging something behind them.
Hmm. Alright, I think we need to move. We need to get out of here as soon as we can.
Mhm.
No resting. Well, maybe for a little.
All right, so Ravi, are you going to try to convince everyone to take a nap inside the village for a little bit?
I think there should be someone on guard at all times. So yeah, I'll try to convince him and I'll stay on guard the first time. At least a small nap
Okay.
will help us.
Yeah. Valentine.
Valentine. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was going to see how you felt about all that.
Well, I would say, well, if we are going to keep watch, we should have it where there's two, just in case a sneaky Digimon gets one of them. If we have two watching, it'll be safer for both. So if we're gonna have you watch first, then we should have another watch the first check with you, and
All right.
you.
Yep.
It could be whomever, uh, as long as it's more than just one, just to be safe.
Um. So Atlas, would you volunteer to stand watch with Ravi, or?
He he probably would, but he'll start making like a small little camp area first. Like he'll start a fire, make set up some like makeshift tents of some sort.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, then
Well.
I'll take second watch then. Um,
All right. Yes. If everyone's going to set up camp at the village for a moment and have people on watch, I suppose this would be a decent place to call it.